There's a strange power in silence. Not the kind that comes from anger. Not the kind that comes from ego. But the kind that comes from self-control. In a world where everyone feels entitled to your attention, your reaction, your energy, ignoring people has quietly become a skill. But let's be clear, this is not about being rude or petty. It's about choosing what deserves your energy. Think about it. How often do you respond immediately to messages, comments, or provocations only to later regret it? The truth is, not everything deserves access to you. In this episode of The Human Code, we'll dive deep into why ignoring is actually a form of emotional intelligence, when ignoring becomes healthy, and the subtle psychological power it gives you in relationships. This is The Human Code, where we break down human behavior and decode the hidden patterns behind what people do. Subscribe to this channel for more educative videos like this. Number 1. Ignoring is not immature. Let's clear up a big misconception first. Ignoring someone is often misunderstood as childish, passive-aggressive, or downright cruel. But there's a difference between ignoring to manipulate and ignoring to protect your peace. Emotionally immature people ignore to punish. Emotionally mature people ignore to observe, analyze, and regulate their emotions. Think about it. How many times have you tried explaining yourself? Tried being patient? Tried communicating clearly? And nothing changed. At some point, silence isn't avoidance. It's information gathering. You're giving yourself time to see patterns, motives, and boundaries clearly. Ignoring in this sense is not about winning. It's about protecting your emotional health. Number 2. Why people hate being ignored. Now here's the psychological twist. Many people don't hate being ignored because they care about you. They hate it because it removes their control over you. Attention is a form of currency. When you stop paying, some people panic. This panic can show up in ways like sudden anger, guilt-tripping, fake concern, or even over-the-top flattery. It's not about you. It's about them realizing they've lost access. Ignoring exposes a truth in relationships. Some people value access more than respect. Number 3. The difference between responding and reacting. This is where the art of ignoring meets psychology. Most people don't respond. They react. Reacting is instant and emotional. Responding is intentional and measured. The art of ignoring is really about slowing down your emotional reflexes. Just because someone texts you, doesn't mean you owe them an immediate reply. Just because someone provokes you, doesn't mean you owe them an answer. Silence creates space, and space gives you clarity. When you don't react, you see patterns more clearly. You notice manipulation faster. You regain emotional authority. Ignoring isn't passive. It's active self-management. Number 4. When ignoring is healthy. Ignoring becomes healthy when it's used to. Break toxic cycles. Protect your emotional boundaries. Avoid pointless conflict. Preserve mental energy. Some arguments don't need winning. Some people don't need explanations. Here's a scenario. Imagine a friend who constantly cancels plans but calls when they need something. Ignoring doesn't mean cutting off completely. It means choosing not to react to the predictable patterns of disrespect. Closure is something we give ourselves, not something we demand from others. Number 5. The silent power shift. Here's the part most people don't realize. When you stop reacting, the power dynamic shifts. You stop being predictable. You stop being emotionally available on demand. You stop being easy to provoke. Silence doesn't argue. Silence doesn't chase. Silence observes. And this has a psychological effect. People who relied on your reactions feel unsettled. People who respect your boundaries are drawn closer. It's not about winning battles. It's about gaining control over your own emotional space. Number 6. The subtle dangers of ignoring. But let's be fair. Ignoring isn't always right. Don't ignore when someone is genuinely trying to communicate. Accountability is required. You're using silence as a weapon. Healthy ignoring comes after clarity, not before it. Communicate once. Set boundaries clearly. Observe behavior. If nothing changes, your silence becomes louder than words. Practical tips for mastering the art. 1. Pause before replying. Take 5 to 10 minutes or hours to process. 2. Filter communication. Only respond to things that matter. 3. Set boundaries openly. Silence works better when combined with clear limits. 4. Detach from outcomes. Ignoring is not punishment, it's observation. 5. Reflect on patterns. Use silence to understand recurring behaviors. The goal is not to hurt others, it's to protect your mental and emotional energy. Conclusion. The art of ignoring people isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about being selective. Selective with your time. Selective with your energy. Selective with your emotional investment. Because not everyone who wants access to you deserves it. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. If this video helped you, like, share, and subscribe for more insights into human behavior. This is the Human Code, where we decode the human psychology. See you next time.